So, Doug, are there any particular 1, 2, 3s that people need to know if something happens on their job?
Yeah, if you have a traumatic injury, you should report it right away.
Okay.
I mean, that's that's pretty standard, because if you have a traumatic injury and you don't tell them because you think you have a target on your back, you're going to get fired. Which I mean, to be fair, that is a possibility. There's no protection in Georgia for you file a workers' comp case. You're not protected. They could fire you if they really want to. They might have an issue under federal law under certain circumstances, but not under just the regular workers' comp law. But you should report it, because there's a panel, or there should be a panel there at the employer, somewhere in a common area, and you have to pick a doctor off of that panel for the treatment to be covered. And make sure you're very consistent with the things that you tell people. You need to be consistent about how, of course, the injury happened, and they can really get into the details. Somebody's going to want to take a recorded statement from you, and you might say, well, it happened on Tuesday. Wait a second, it might have been on Wednesday, and then all of a sudden you're some huge liar because you can't get the day straight. I mean, you want to be very, very careful about that. Be very careful about what you tell the doctors. And if any doctor starts talking about like a work release or anything like that, if you don't have an attorney yet, you really need to get one, because you do have rights once one doctor releases you, and it's a difficult system to navigate, especially where you get there. Once you're released, they could fire you, they could send you back to work, and you're really not ready to go, and you can't do it, so you have to quit. Whatever the situation is, once you get down that path, it's very, very important to have an attorney.
Okay.
Right, and I think that's the important thing. I mean, when you get hurt or you believe there's an issue, contact an attorney like Doug or myself. It doesn't cost you anything. Sit down and talk with, and we're going to tell you what your rights are. And oftentimes, I mean, I think we start these consultations from the idea that we don't want to cost you your job. Come on in, let's talk about it, let's see what the best way to, because sprained ankles, minor injuries oftentimes don't need to, maybe they should be paid for through comp, but sometimes there's just better ways to go about it for that employee, whereas sometimes you're dealing with something that may require surgery. That's a different story.